How's everybody doing today? We're back. We're back. I'm usually on the stream and I usually game, right? I usually play like Jurassic Park, Call of Duty, Dead Before Daylight. But for the past couple of years, I've been watching people do tier lists on my favorite, Michael Myers. And I've always agreed somewhat, but disagreed a little bit with some of their ideas. But it's good to have an opinion. So I decided, hey, why not try my own tier list, right? If I disagree so much, let me do my own thing. So, we're going to do exactly that. If you like it, please comment. Tell me something that you agree with or something you disagree with. I'm open for conversation. Please subscribe. Please follow. And without further ado, we're going to get right into the video. Now, last night I did a recording on the Michael mask. Which ones were the boogeymans that would give you nightmares? Which ones just needed to be shredded and burned? So today, I said I was going to do a ranking on the movies. And I'm here to do just that. I'm not going to sugarcoat these movies for you. I'm going to let you know whether they're trash, pass, or ass. And if they are good, if they're bad, are they watchable? So we got a couple tiers now. The Shape is the one that's the best of these movies. They're the ones I enjoy watching. I'm going to continue to watch. Haddonfield approved. They're good for a boring day. Rainy Days On is coming on Halloween. I'll put these on. Decent Kill. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just meh. It's mid. What happened? Boy, y'all need to go back to the drawing board. Y'all dropped the ball. Y'all dropped the ball just a little bit to make it not the worst movie. Then Burn the Mask. Burn the Manuscript. Matter of fact, never scream right again in your life. You guys messed this movie up. What did you do? That is what that category is for. There's a few that's going to go there, especially from my opinion of what I see the representation of Michael is. Alright, so first up we got Halloween 2018. James Jude Courtney. This is the David Gordon Green trilogy. Now right off the bat, I'm just going to say it like this. Y'all came out swinging. Okay? For this movie, you came out swinging, did an awesome job. I love the way Michael looks in this. I love that you found a mask that was really close to the original. It more has the Dick Warlock stretch than the Castle stretch, but all in all, it was great. The kills in the movie, I did the math ranking yesterday, and I kind of put him under the shade instead of the boogeyman. But as I'm thinking about the kills he had in that movie, I might have messed up that ranking. He probably should have went to boogeyman. He ripped off someone's jaw. He impaled somebody on the fence. He killed that lady looking through her blinds, bro. Grabbed her by the back of the hair. She screamed and he just thumped her ass. And then he stomped on the psychiatrist's head, smashed it like a pumpkin. He turned the cop's head into a jack-o'-lantern. This movie is great. When it comes to if you're just strictly watching for Michael, hands down, it was perfect. It was brutal. It was fun. Now, Laurie could have drew back a little bit, dude. Just the whole, you waited 30, 40 years. And, yeah, 40 years. You built your whole life around protecting yourself where you, Michael's going to come get me any day. Chill out. Yeah, that was bad. Her daughter, Kristen, obviously had enough of it. We all would. So that part of the movie was meh. You know, I think I love the fact that Halloween Kills, the sheriff's in the hospital with her and basically telling her, Michael was never after you, you just kept getting in the way. And she perfectly showed that in Halloween 2018, where she pretty much tried to bait him to come after her. Like, he didn't even care about you. He didn't even look you up in the phone book. He was just going back home. So it just showed how insignificant he was to this movie. And I enjoyed every minute of that. Because of that, it did come out swinging. That goes into the Shape category. Hands down, one of the best. I will say that. Next, we got The Curse of Michael, this movie means a lot to me. It's the first movie I seen when I was little, about 8 years old, sneaking out into the living room, hiding behind the couch. Mom and Dad thinking we were in bed. It's a very creepy portrayal of Michael. George P. Wilbur did great. He got his redemption back from Halloween 4, definitely in this movie, because the way he portrayed Michael was creepy. It was scary. Great portrayal. If you would have put this portrayal of Michael in Halloween 4 and 5, forget about it. You would have had a great trilogy. However, it didn't go that way, did it? No, they waited to Curse of Michael to get the portrayal of Michael correct. However, the whole incest story of Michael getting Jamie pregnant and breeding with her so they could take the baby and have another Michael because he's part of Thorn, and yeah, dude, you missed me with all that. That part of the story was horrible. I wish he would have left that out, because if he would have just came to from Halloween night, radio host talking shit about Michael, Tommy Doyle like, yo, Michael could come back any day, you might have had a better movie, right? And you could have focused more on the fact that it's about Tommy Doyle being grown and seeing Michael again after all these years. You probably would have had a great movie. But no, you wanted to make it weird. Very weird. That's going in What Happened, and it hurts my feelings to put that in What Happened, because that movie, it's got a lot to do. I feel real close to that movie. But anyway, we're moving on. Halloween Ends. This is not a Halloween movie. This is not a Michael Myers movie. Matter of fact, the only people I heard that said that like this movie aren't even Michael Myers Halloween fans. You don't have an opinion. In the realm of Michael, if you don't like Michael, why does your opinion matter to us? We all thought the same thing. This movie is shit. This movie is trash. You dropped the ball. Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, phenomenal. We'll get the kills. Don't get ahead of it. But they take place in the same night. Why did you fast forward 2 years from that night and give us this shit show? All of a sudden, Laurie, who spent 40 years in solitude getting ready for Michael to come and get her, doesn't give a fuck about him though. She's baking cakes. What happened? Like, your story is bad, dude. She don't even know where he is. So, if I was her, I'd be more paranoid. And she was paranoid more when she knew where he was. It's wild to me. Then you got the band nerds beating up Corey Cunningham. Oh my lord. The first 10 minutes of this movie, I didn't even think I was watching Halloween. I thought it was something else. The way this movie fixated on this character was horrible, bro. This is a Halloween movie. Fixate on Michael, okay? That's what people come to watch. They come to watch Michael Myers kill people, not some nerd that gets beat up by a band camp.
What the fuck? Oh, shit!
Then you got Allison jumping all over his motorcycle the minute that she meets him. It's like, what the hell? Like, it's just so bad, man, and it's so upsetting. It was a simple fix. It was a simple movie to write. You did 2018 and Kills in the same night. 2018 from 5 to 8 or 9, right, at night. Kills 9 to 2 in the morning at night. Ends, you would have snuck it in there at 2 in the morning, leaving off when Michael kills Kristen in the window, and going straight into Halloween Ends, where Jamie's coming out of the hospital, trying to find her daughter, trying to find her granddaughter, finds out her daughter's been killed, gets up with her granddaughter, goes hunting after Mike. By 6 in the morning, the sun's rising. Jamie and Michael meet up. They finally have their epic battle. They both die. How hard is that? The fact that someone just watching the movie could tell you a better movie than what you came out with, yeah, no. Never be forgiven for that. Never be forgiven for that movie. Next, Halloween H2O. I ain't watching that shit. let's be honest. This is nothing but a typical 90s horror slash, right? I felt like I was watching Scream. This might as well have been Scream. College kids, college campus, serial killer on the loose. Sounds like Scream to me. Okay? You put the hot boy actor in it, and Josh, kind of like you do with Stu and Billy, right? I mean, it's just bad, man. Then, let's talk about the biggest problem with this movie. For me, is that you start off with the Elrod mask, leading off from Halloween 6, Curse of Michael, which is undoubtedly the best mask in this movie. You get rid of it, and then you start. I see my eyes cut. At least I'm not glitching. Then you start with the Stan Winston mask. You give us the K and B mask, and you give us the crappy ass CGI mask. Wow, y'all dropped the ball not one but 3 times in this movie. You should have just kept the Elrod mask. Way better, Michael. Because his portrayal of Michael, it was stiff, but it wasn't bad. The fact that it was just a cheesy 90s horror movie to me felt like Scream. It's satire. I'll forever not watch it because I'm not watching Halloween for a satire film. You know, and a lot of people like this movie because it's one of the first movies that introduced into the Halloween franchise. But my first movie was Curse of Michael, okay? These are way 2 different movies. So I go from Curse of Michael to watching that junk, and I'm very upset. Alright, moving on, we got Halloween 2. This is a perfect spin-off of the first movie. They dropped the ball on it by saying that Jamie's his sister. They should just be laughing at that shit. Right? We had the cool guy Bud in it. If you watched this movie and you wasn't a fan of Bud, there is a problem. Bud was the main in that movie. He had some epic kills. He definitely showed that he was a stronger Michael than the H2 version, or the original version, Halloween. Because in 78, mainly kills was choking people. Dick Warlock's portrayal of the Shape was very robotic, but his kills were great. He boiled people, stabbed them in the eye with an injection. Scalpel to the back is probably one of his best kills in this movie. It was a great portrayal of him. Everybody don't like how he walks, but I tell you what, I think he did great. And I watch that movie every Halloween. He definitely did the Shape. Next, we have Halloween 5. Alright. It's gonna take me a minute. This is Don Shanks Myers. This is the Nicolas Cage mask. This is stale. The guy's stiff the whole movie. He's literally walking around like this.
The rage inside. Oh, she's not up there, Michael.
Know how to turn his arms. He literally just turns his chest when he turns. That is wild to me. Never turned his head. Wow. Jamie Lloyd does not speak in this movie till the end. Ridiculous. Drove me crazy, bro. And Tina just really didn't have no F's. She just wanted to get until she got. So it was a horrible movie. Was it bad though? I don't think it's definitely not the Shape. It's not Burn the Mask, right? Because it wasn't that bad. Loomis was great in it. I wouldn't say it's Haddonfield approved. It's not something that I'm gonna put on right away if I'm bored. I'm just gonna put decent kill. Why not, right? Pause. Gotta fix this. Now, resume. Yeah, I don't think it was too bad. It wasn't great by any means. It wasn't great at all. It was alright, right? But it wasn't like and you know what? It still had a better story than Culture Porn. So, it's decent kill. Alright. Next is controversial. Everybody hates these films. they're hit and miss, right? The Rob Zombie trilogy. Rob Zombie H1. I like where Rob was going with it, right? You got this young man. It's an abusive household. Verbally abused. His mom's a stripper. His sister's a, you know, his stepdad is an alcoholic. Worthless mother. But it's pretty much, he went the route that kid would go. The whole time he was incarcerated scene was very long. It was very boring. The doctor in this character was ass. I'm gonna be honest. He wasn't it. I like the mask, right? So even if you don't like the Rob Zombie movies, you got to give Rob credit for coming the closest to replicating the OG mask. Out of all the movies, they couldn't do it in 5, they couldn't do it in 4, they couldn't do it in 6, they couldn't do it in H2O, they couldn't do it in Resurrection, but they did it in the Rob Zombie film. So you got to give him credit for that. I do like the route that he was going with the movie. I think honestly he had poor casting choices. Not as far as Tyler Lane goes. I wasn't one of the choices. Very brutal guy, very big. Wasn't really the supernatural Michael that we're used to seeing, but he didn't have to be being that huge. The person they cast for Laurie, horrible, very loud in the movie, 100%. It even gets louder as we go into H2. The baby crying all the time and all the screaming, it just made you want to fast forward these parts, right? I do like the idea he had. I think it works. But I think he over-embellished a lot of it too much and focused too much on some things at some times. But all in all, I got the point and I actually enjoyed it. Alright, we're going to fix this one. Alright, so next, we have the OG. This is Halloween, right? And there ain't no, mess up. There ain't no shot that this movie ain't in the shape. Right? There's no shot for that. That movie was well done. What Tommy Wallace did with the mask, who thought of that? And it just became an iconic mask choice. The movie was well written. It was about some lunatic that came out of the asylum on Halloween night, and he did what he did. He was a killer. The kills were great. Everybody remembers Bob. It was iconic. Matter of fact, you get a hold of that Bob toy. It's worth a lot of money, right? Let's think about how Michael was portrayed. He was portrayed as the stalker. He became a shape. He was a shadow, pretty much, right? He showed his superhuman strength. Right, lifting the tombstone and putting it in the bed, that's just wild. There's not a lot you can say bad about this movie. There really isn't. There's not a lot you can say bad about this movie. And all you can do is say great things. There's great lighting in it. The way they did that was amazing. The mask choice is amazing. You have your iconic shots, like the Bannister scene, which is one of my favorite. You have the hallway scene. I mean, there's nothing you can say bad about this movie, really. If you do, then you really reach it. Alright, moving on from that, because there's nothing I can say about it. Kills. David Gordon Green, Killer 3, Halloween Kills. Yo, y'all might not like this movie. I love it. There's not another Michael on this list that was as badass as Halloween Kills Michael. He went on a rampage, bro. Laurie burned him in the house and it pissed him off. He took out the whole fire department. Oh, shit.
There's someone else down here!
Took out the mob. He took out the kids. And poor Big John and Little John got done in. Like, we're wrong for that. Those guys were kind of cool. They were just chilling and having a good time on Halloween night, bro. You're wrong for it. Alright? I wish David Gordon Green and Danny McBride did not drop the ball on Halloween Ends. Maybe we would have got more information on why he likes staring out the window so much. That would have been cool to learn. I know everybody hates the angry mob, you know, evil dies at night. Yeah, mock that, but you don't mock the protesters in the streets and the same tired ass shit. But yeah, it's in a fucking movie where the mob's out of control and you're chanting and chanting, you know. Oh no, there's a problem then. That's the one thing you can focus on that you hate about this movie. Because honestly, there's nothing else other than that angry mob chanting the same shit over and over. And then being stupid going after an innocent guy that looks nothing like Michael. Those are the only two bad things you guys can ever say about this movie. That is it. As far as the kills in this movie, it delivered. It delivered. Now, there's some scenes that you can see in this movie that you knew they kind of messed up. They should not have showed you, like when he was cutting the firefighter with the saw. The saw's upside down, so we all know the blade's not touching him. They should have left that out. But the fact that this guy was getting his ass kicked by this mob and he got up and one time every single one of them, brutal. The fact that when he was at the car and he took them all out, when he kicked that door and it flipped the pistol around and it took him out, that is brutal. That's one of my favorite parts of that movie, and ironically, I got to meet the stunt double that did that part in that movie. And he got to sign stuff for me and everything. He played that part in that movie. I'll always love this picture for it. But if we're gonna be honest, there's only 6 things y'all can say y'all hate about that movie. And I'm not buying it. That movie goes into the shade. I'm not buying it, bro. I'm not falling for it because that was a great movie. Moving on. I don't even have to say much about this movie. Resurrection. Dog shit. Okay? This is what happens when you put real celebrities into movies. That should not be a movie, but they can't have it. Okay? This was a shit show from the get-go. I like the idea of going into Michael Myers' house like a ghost hunting thing, but really it wasn't ghost hunting at all because you're like, ooh, the boogeyman, this is Michael Myers' house, Halloween night. It was cool, right? Then you had the shitty casting, the typical 2000 casting, it was just bad. Then on top of that, you add Busta Rhymes, and the fact that Busta Rhymes was able to put his hands on Michael, this Michael ain't it, bro. This Michael ain't it. Trick or treat, motherfucker, right? Yeah, you definitely tricked me into watching this, and this sure as hell wasn't a treat. And lame ass kung fu moves, no thank you, bro. No thank you. We're gonna move on from that shit show. We're not even gonna talk about the mask. You wanna know how I feel about this mask? Click on my mask video. I go in. Alright. Halloween 4. Let's be 100% honest. This movie was good. It was a good movie, right? It's 10 years after the whole hospital scene. Laurie's dead. She had a child named Jamie. Michael's going after Jamie now. I hate the whole I'm going after family thing, but that's what it was. It wasn't a bad movie at all. We got to see some cool kills in this movie. Well, the betrayal of George and Michael wasn't as good as Curse of Michael, but it is alright. The mask was nowhere close to Michael, right? The mesh under the eyes, how pale and blank the mask was, it just had no character at all. It was horrible. And shoulder pad Mike, ugh. And I don't know why they put shoulder pads on George. He's about my size. He's a pretty big dude. I'm not a small guy. So, that's the only downside of this movie. Other than that, this movie was good, right? And it's a movie that I would watch. I would watch that. Moving on. This is a sleeper. This is a sleeper, folks. Halloween 3 was part of the idea that John Carpenter wanted to do. He did not want to do a whole Halloween trilogy based on some lunatic from a psych ward. He actually wanted to do multiple movies about Halloween stuff, right? Halloween movies. That's why he called it Halloween. I know when I was little and Halloween 3 came on, I was so disappointed because Michael was here, right? But when I got older and I watched it, this is a badass movie, dude. Hurry up, it's Halloween, Halloween. I mean, I love it. Silver Shamrock. Got the Silver Shamrock Factory, got the police trying to take him down. It's just a badass movie, dude. The story was written great. It grew on me over the years. That is the shape. I didn't know we were going to end on a bad. Not really. Yes, man. Really. So, Rob Zombie's H2. Right off the bat, Rob, you had it. You had it, dude. You had it in your hands. And then you threw it away. I understand you didn't want to do this movie in the first place, but Rob, the first 20 minutes, you had it, bro. Had it. The hospital scene for this movie was hands down amazing, right? Tyler Mane really showed how brutal he was by putting his knife and fist through the back of the receptionist. How he was walking around outside in the rain with that axe. But Jason Voorhees out there with him, by the way, in the rain and that axe, and telling Tyler Mane will kill every single Jason Voorhees character there is. We already know how he is when he gets wet. Yeah. You think Jason would survive in that? No. Man, you had the movie, bro. You had the great look. You had great kills already, and then you snapped her out of the dream, and you put the viewers in a little nightmare shit show scenario. Loud, obnoxious, gory, screaming, definitely a drug addict, you can tell. Oh my god. Dude, you could have just ixnay her for the rest of the movie and you had it. 100%. Poor choice. I did not like her. She was loud. She was obnoxious. It was horrible. If you would have just stayed the whole movie in the hospital scene, you would have had a banger. Then you went and gave me a hobo Mike, which was still cool to try to see Mike try to make it on his own out in the middle of nowhere. That someone come fuck with him, put on his mask and kick their ass. I mean, that's cool. But you never should show Michael's face. So you dropped the ball there. Yeah, it's just... It was so bad, bro. And then you have him say die. Now, I'm not gonna, this does not, it is a better movie than Edge. 100%, this is still a Halloween movie. But you gave us the LSD trip with the white horse and shit, dude. It's just like, oh my god, dude. You had it, though. You had this movie. If you watched this movie and you didn't enjoy the first 20 minutes of it, I mean, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm gonna put you under what happened. I feel like you missed it, man. You missed it. You had it. You had a great shot. You had great scenes, and then you fucked it up, bro. You wanted to cast this lady as Lori and just focus on her for the majority of this movie. It was bad, dude. I would have rather you focus a little bit more on Cheryl and not Lori character. But anyway, that's all I got to say about that movie, man. What a disappointment. You started off hot. Anyway, that's my tier list. That's my ranking. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have a different opinion than where I put a certain movie, please leave a comment and let me know. However, I do enjoy doing these tier lists. I usually play the games, but I've been watching tier lists for a while, and I figured, you know what? I want to make my own tier list, because I have my own opinions on it. Yeah, so if you like it, like, subscribe, and follow. I would appreciate it. And tell me what you would like to see as a tier list. I'm probably going to make another one about like the 31 days of Halloween. What movies I will watch, what movies I will not watch. Okay? Other than that, I hope you like, you follow, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Ho, ho, ho.
Green Giant.